Hi there, YouTube video time again. For this channel I have been working on the music channels and trying to keep all that up to date. There's a deadline that we're working to, so all hands on deck for that. But I'm not letting the Hagerman channel fall behind too much, so here I am with another vlog. A while ago I did a video about problems with the neighbour. Well, not problems with the neighbour was having problems, and we found her slumped on the driveway having a bit of a breakdown, and things were alright for a while after that. But in the last few months, basically she is an alcoholic, and so I think the kids coming home and finding her in a drunken stupor once too often really has brought things to a head, and the children are now in the care of their grandparents, so she can still see them and have fairly regular contact with them. But that decision, as well as all the visits by social workers and police officers, goodness knows how many times the police keep coming around, and I've never really figured out why, because she's not a bad neighbour, doesn't make a lot of noise, she doesn't cause trouble, but for some reason they keep coming round, and she's just been at the end of her tether. Now there's a very thin line between helping and interfering, and so all I've been able to do really is let them know that I'm here to talk to if they want. But it's really their move, it's her move, really. But the other night a police officer came round at about 9 o'clock, and he knocked on the window, so I went to the door, and he's standing there sort of looking at the walls for some reason, and he said, "What number house is this?" So I pointed him out to the rather large and bright house number on the wall beside the door, and I also said what number it was, just to make sure that he understood. And then he said, "Oh, do you know who lives next door?" Yes, I think I know who lives next door. So I told him who lived next door, and he said, "Do you have a key to the house?" Well, no, I don't have a key to my neighbour's house. We haven't known her that long. So he said, as though, "Well, I'm sorry to bother you, I'm going to have to break in. And if you..." He was a police officer from a different town actually, and so he said, "If you want to phone the local police station to check that he's who he says he is, then we're free to do so." But as it turned out, the local police turned up as well, and so I went back in. I didn't loiter. I thought, I've no idea what's going on. I hadn't seen her for a couple of days. We had been talking, sort of wondering if she was all right, and wondering if we should knock on the door ourselves. Anyway, the police officer went around, and I heard a bit of banging, and then I looked out and all of the lights were on. So I thought I really ought to go and check what's going on there, and be subtle, you know, not sort of barge in and upset the police officers and get CS gas in my face or anything like that. And I heard them rummaging in the drawers and basically having a good search of the building. Apparently she wasn't there. And then they went away, they locked up and everything. They don't seem to have broken any glass. Anyway, her father was here today, so we asked about did he know about the police situation, and how is his daughter, how is she? And he said, well, he'd called the police, he'd sent the police around, because he'd been around for 2 or 3 days and he hadn't found her in, but the dog was in, and the dog had just been abandoned in the house, and the police have now found her in London. Not sure where she's living or what she's doing there, but apparently she's basically gone off the wagon completely, just cleared completely out of it, abandoned the house, abandoned everything, and yeah, I think she just couldn't stand it anymore. which isn't helped by her alcoholism. I've never been an alcoholic. I don't know what it's like, but it's an addiction. I'm sure that she's a slave to it, and if she could get rid of it, maybe she would. But the first step, of course, is admitting that there is a problem and then allowing people to help. And you can't force that. And they couldn't bring her home, but at least they know where she is. And so the children are with the grandparents, and her older daughter is coming home now to help out, probably to look after the children. So it's a very sad situation. So there's been that on my mind, as well as all the music and things. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not sitting here worrying about it, because things are the way they are. And as I said, she's got to be the one to make the move, really. So it keeps life from being boring, but it's a little bit sad, really. And I hope everything goes okay. So that's what's been going on here. Weather-wise, it's been fairly sunny. And home-wise, it's been pretty routine. Music-wise, it's been very busy. Hopefully the Cosmic Hoot Christmas album will be sorted out totally finalised by mid-October. So, yeah, that's it, I guess. So, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you later.